What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a bit over a year since we started this project, but in today's episode we reached one of the biggest milestones. The engine is finally back. When we first got this NSX from San Francisco, we thought we could reuse some of the parts of the block to rebuild this engine. Well, that was not the case in this particular build. When we took the engine apart, we noticed that the crankshaft was bent, two of the pistons were in really bad shape, connecting rods were also in bad shape, the main caps were warped, and on top of that, cherry on top, the cylinder head was damaged. Somehow a piece of metal made it all the way up there and destroyed one of the journals of the camshaft. That put us on square one in how to fix this NSX and put a NSX engine in it. With no engine to place in this car, I have two choices. Either follow the more tedious, more time consuming, more expensive OEM route, or the more appealing K24 swap route. This being one of the last NSXs ever made, chassis 142 out of 220, I decided to go with the OEM route. I really don't know what I was thinking. I thought it was going to be a lot easier. Luckily for me, I have really good friends in the community. I also hoarded some parts since I own my 91 NSX, so I have some spare parts that I could use for this. And thanks to the community that helped me out, I was able to put this baby back together. Do I regret it? No. Do I recommend you to do it? Don't do it. Unless you have the patience, the resources, and the connections. Pretty much rebuild a whole C32 from scratch is going to take a lot of time. And if you're not doing most of the stuff yourself, it could be an arm and a leg. Just going to throw it out there. So after I decided to go with the OEM route, I was lucky enough to find a solution. I got a message for a former NSX Prime member. They told me that he had a 1991 NSX that he was willing to part with the powertrain. The only caveat with that is like the powertrain was off the car and in pieces in bins. I decided to drive all the way down to Houston to look at the parts, make sure nothing was like in a terrible shape. So after talking to him, we agreed on a price, and I took all the bins with all the NSX parts so we can put one engine together. After I brought the car back, everything went up to two different machine shops. Burtonsville Performance Shop here in Maryland. They were working on the heads, and then the block or the bottom end that went to Mike at Precision Machine Shop in Hyattsville. A few weeks on the heads and a month or so on the block, because I told Mike, I want this engine to last me for many, many miles. So anything you need to do to make it solid, just do it. They found a couple issues. I have to order a new part from Japan and Austria and eBay at some point, so he can put the engine back together. It took a bit longer than expected, but I didn't care for that. I just wanted the engine to be good to go. Almost like a month ago, I received the engine back. All clearance is done, new bearings, new rings, pistons, everything that you can imagine they went through just to make sure this engine lasts me forever, or as many miles as possible. When I look at the engine, it was nothing like this. It was a bare block with heads. I have a feeling that something was missing. I never taken an NSX engine apart this far to rebuild it. I usually have taken apart to sell some of the parts. Since I didn't want to take any risk and I rather triple check this, I decided to call my friend Ben at DC Import to see if he will be kind enough to check on the engine. I think it was easier for me to bring the engine over, so we agreed on a date. I brought the engine to the shop, and within a few minutes, I was right. There was a few dowels that were missing, a few O-rings that need to be rechecked, or they need to be replaced, a few washers that I thought they were in good shape, but they weren't, so those need to be replaced. And I also found out that not all C32 NSX engines come with the LMAs. Some of them come with the old piston style, which is the old style. So the heads needs to come apart again, but that was something that I was willing to do and take the time because, like I mentioned before, I want this engine to last me many miles. So thanks to Ben and Cliff at DC Import Auto for checking on the engine. Well, the engine was there and replaced all the O-rings, washers, bolts, other seals, and a few other things that I was missing. Nothing major by itself, but something that can, down the road, can harm your engine. That was a risk that I did not want to take. After going through all that, we decided to do the water pump, timing belt, seals, main seal, front seal, everything that we could done maintenance-wise for this engine was done at the shop. And I can be thankful enough to them to helping me out, walking me through, show me what I should be looking for in the future. It's not like I'm planning to take this engine apart ever again, but at least I have the experience. Even though they were super busy running the shop, I do appreciate the help. The engine is back, and hopefully it will stay on the car forever. So after major delays, missing parts, all parts that needed to be replaced, clearance is being checked, and so on, this C32 is finally back in my garage. I know it's been a long time coming, but in today's episode, I'm gonna be showing you the last minute issues, things that we need to replace and correct before we can put this engine back in our car. So without further ado, let's go with the video. This is what my NSX engine looked like when I first picked it up from my friends at Precision Machine Shop, a fairly bare block with only a few components and some bolts already in place. This is pretty much everything that is going back onto the engine. Most of it are brand new OEM parts, along with some few upgrades, including an RFY baffle oil pan and ATR super damper and a Tora oil pump gear. Before taking the engine to Ben and Cliff, I also went through the oil cooler. I found some debris inside of it, so I decided to clean everything thoroughly and replace the two seals inside of it. Once I got the engine on the stand, it didn't take long for Ben to notice I was still missing a few things on the block. I was missing a few cylinder head dowel pins and some O-rings. He also recommended to remove and replace one of the rocker shaft in the head. And this is also when we realized that this C32 block, it was an early generation C32B1, which means that it did not come with the newer style low motion assembly. If it wasn't for Ben, I would not realize that this block did not come with the LMAs, or at least the newer styles, since I assumed that all C32 engines came with it from factory. So before we could go any further, I had to partially disassemble both cylinder heads while they were still on the block, so I can remove the old LMAs and replace them with the newer version. While everything was apart, I also replaced the sealing washers for the rocker shaft pipes, and as everything started to go back together, I made sure to use assembly lube on the appropriate components so everything will be properly lubricated before we fire up this engine. With the heads back together, the next step was setting the camshaft in place and continuing with the rest of the engine assembly. The oil pump and pickup tube went on, followed by the water pump and the crankshaft seal. From there, we could finally start setting everything up for the timing belt, the crankshaft sprocket, tensioner, springs, and all the other components needed to get this engine properly timed. To my surprise, after one attempt, Ben got the engine timing dialed in perfectly. But before we went much farther, he recommended that I should take a close look into the intake manifold, especially at the intake air bypass plates, which sometimes get loose due to the screws getting out of place. And I'm really glad we did. Once we opened up the intake manifold, we found that 3 out of 6 plates were extremely loose and one of the screws was already stripped. At that point, there was no reason to put an old, dirty 20-year-old intake manifold back onto a freshly engine built. So I completely disassembled it and cleaned out all the old residues and build up before installing new gaskets and put everything back together. I'm still considering deleting the air bypass plates in the intake in the future. I heard enough stories from NSX owners that have experienced engine failure after 1 or 2 of the screws from the plates inside of the plenum got loose and then damaged their engines. For now though, everything was properly secure and the intake manifold could finally go back onto the engine. With that finish, we remove the engine from the stand so we can install the rear main seal and its housing. After that, the RFY oil pump came into the picture, followed by the timing covers and their seals. And this was finally the point where the engine started to look like a complete engine. The freshly powder-coated engine valve covers went on, and from there, I could start installing the remaining sensors, brackets, and accessories. The injectors were another component I didn't want to take a chance with. Them to California to RC Engineering, test them, service them, and clean them. Waited for the injectors to come back from California, I kept moving forward with everything else I could. All the alternator, remaining small components and accessories that require the fuel system to be in place. Injectors came back, lubricate the oil rings, and install them at the manifold. Need to finally put the rest of the fuel system back together. At this point, after more than a year of sourcing parts, machine work, waiting on components, and discovering missing pieces, as well as dealing with one unexpected issue after another, there wasn't much left to do to this engine. One of the final pieces I installed on the engine was the ATI super damper. Once that went on, this C32 NSX engine was finally ready. All that was left was to load the engine in the back of my truck, take it home, drop it in the garage, and get ready for the part I've been waiting for a very long time, putting this beauty back into the NSX. And there you have it. The heart of the NSX is finally back together. There are still a few things that we need to address before we can fire this baby up, but we are closer than ever before. Thanks for sticking with me throughout this journey. Hopefully on the next episode we can finally hear this beauty roar. Until then, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment our videos. Please consider subscribe to our channel, as well as visit our other media accounts at Helix Autoworks on Instagram and Facebook.